The strategy which we share with you is going to help you to make the 8,000 different types of German level products. Meanwhile, you have to perform fewer processes in Moscow or Russia, which be easy and labor effective. Now we are sharing and explain you all the operations through the pictures and videos of the different stages of production. So, it will be helpful to understand. Russia was used to buying medical products through the EU countries before the Russian and Ukraine war, but they cannot trade with the EU countries anymore due to the war and applied sanctions. So, they must have to buy medical products from another source. That's why they have planned to fulfill their medical needs from the eastern side. They have selected Pakistan for the surgical products, and possibly the products which they were getting from EU countries before sanctions are probably supplied by Pakistan. For any product to be branded as made in Russia, minimum 51% of the manufacturing work involved is mandatory to be done in Russia. In case of joint venture industrial startup for surgical instruments with Alan Surgical Company of Pakistan and the Russian partners, any government or private entity, the Russian partners can receive the surgical instruments in a semi-finished state from Alan Surgical Company of Pakistan, and then remaining 51% of the manufacturing work is done in Russia so that the instruments are branded as made in Russia and quad. There are over 8,000 products of surgical instruments that are used in the medical industry. These are the most common categories are hemostatic forceps, scissors, tweezers, retractors. These 4 categories cover the major portion of surgical instruments, and in this video, we represent you the process of sinus forceps, and at which step we can be labeled made in Russia to forceps. To start the production of any surgical product, we must have a catalog reference. To produce the instrument, we made a drawing of the instrument with the help of a catalog reference, raw drawing, or sample, which is sent by the customer to assure the dimensions of the instrument. By following the references, we made a copper electrode through CNC machines to make precise dies. There are 4 types of dies used in manufacturing: blank cutting die, drop hammer forging dies, trimming die, ring trimming die. With the help of dies and molds, we made the forging blanks of our products according to the DIN standards to get German level forgings. In the forging process, first, we made out the plain blanks and then we hammered it with the drop forging hammers to get the forging. Then we perform milling operations to get the box shapes and make the forceps teeths. After the milling, this is the forceps raw form. Then, we assemble the forceps, and this is how's the forceps gonna looks like after the assembling. Then, we filled the forceps with the hand tools to make the specific desired shape, and make a hole in the boxes for inserting the pin. After that, we insert the pin into the box and hammered it to hold the box tightly. And, this is the fitted forceps. Then, we perform heat treatment on the forceps to increase the hardness up to 45 hardness, and Rockwell. In this step, we perform electropolishing on the forceps to remove the blackish excess material, and make the forceps clear. Then, we spray the sand omri on the forceps to improve its finishing through the sandblasting machine. In the polishing, we smoothen the surface of the forceps and make the final finishing of the forceps according to the customer's requirements. After the polishing, we wash the forceps into the ultrasonic machines. In the final inspection, we inspect the surface and working parts of the forceps, and ensure that there are no pits or cold shuts on the surface, and at the end, we inspect its dimensions. In this step, we mark the instruments with the laser or etching machines according to the customer's requirements. At the end, we perform a passivation and boiling test on the forceps to prevent the rust and corrosion. Then, finally, we pack the instruments into the bags or according to the customer's requirements and ship the cartons to customers. To control and ease all our production, we have made the traveling card, which is also known as a job card. In the job card, we control all our aspects from production to payroll, and it plays a major role in our production unit. Every category has its own job card due to its different manufacturing paths. We can simply track our product where are they just by their job or lot number. They must send the required cutting blanks from Russia from the Russian material. In this way, we can easily make instrument origin made in Russia. After we receive the blanks, we process services on the blanks till they are turned into the final instrument and packed into the envelope, and then sent to Russia, and in Russia, the final work is performed, as you see in the next clip. Now we explain you how much process you have to perform in Russia. When the forceps are ready, we will take out the pin and packed it with an unattached pin. When the packet will be open in Russia, we simply take out the forceps with a pin and insert the pin into the forceps box and hammered it on the both side of box, and grind the extra pin which is above the box, and at last polish it with a satin or leather brush. Now the instruments are ready to sale.